Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tom here from Psych Club, from News with Tom Numbers and the Tom Numbers Show. And today's been a weird day. It's quite a sad day. People know that I know quite a few folk, or got to know quite a few folk over the years, people in sport and movies and things like that. And today's the day that I've the great actor Michael Gambon has died today, aged 82. Michael was a lovely person, a great gentleman. He was really kind to me. I'd interviewed quite a few footballers on audio, working on a book ages ago. Maybe that will still come out at some point. But I wanted to do a talk show back in 2016, that weird year, the leap year, when so many celebrities died and Brexit happened and President Trump got voted in and Leicester City won the Premier League. I got to know Michael Gambon. And I may have actually got to know him in 2015, but he kindly agreed to do a show with me. I had a lot of no's from other people, or just never got back to me. People like Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Oliver Stone, Michael Mann, just lots of different people. But Michael, God bless him, gave me his time, and he came and did an interview with me. Which we titled Top of Your Game, which is the subtitle of the Tom Numbers Show. And since then I got to put the video out. It was on my other channel, but we put it up again today. And he was kind enough to give me an interview. You know, he's Dumbledore, he's Eddie Temple from Layer Cake, he's the star of The Singing Detective, and he's just was a gem. And I've been dreading this day when I would hear that he'd gone. And it's so complex, all of this. Complex is 88, but it's just such a I'm doing a show a little later today with Janine, and I'm going to talk to her about Michael. And all I can say, he was just really kind and generous with me. And I got to know him. I'd see him in the park. I was living at the time in London. I'd see him having coffees, and I'd chat with him, and slowly got to know him. And then he agreed to do the video with me, to do the interview. I spoke to him a couple times during lockdowns, and he said, you know, he was just sitting there waiting, not, you know, really knowing, not being able to do anything, kind of just bored, and because he was old and had to be, you know, kept to be isolated, etc. And then he was saying, we must go for dinner, I'd love that, or you should come round. And so we were going to try and do that, but I haven't physically spoken to him on the phone for probably maybe just 2 years. I'd call him, I'd always say, he'd say hello, I'd say it's young Tom, he'd say, hello, we'd always chat, and he was always just so kind. But his numbers, Michael's 51, which is great, Gambon is 52, which is hard, and he definitely had a great heart, and he was just a lovely man, just a lovely person, kind. He gave me but he was kind enough to give me that interview, and it's a beautiful interview. You can watch it. It's the previous interview here on on both on my locals and on my YouTube. But he's gone. I don't know if he's gone earlier and they're announcing it now, I don't know, but I'm hoping he's on our side. I believe he is, because he was just so kind to me. I'd met so many people like that before, you know, they never give you time. Quentin Tarantino was just as dark as you could think, really, when I met him. Al Pacino was lovely. He was very kind and gracious. I only met him for about 10-15 seconds, got a picture with him. But Michael was similar in terms of just kindness, but I spent a lot more time with Michael. I got him to speak at Oxford a few months after he and I did the show together. I remember watching so much of his material, researching so much of his stuff, so I was on point and accurate with the things I did. And I think, in my own opinion, I think it was a really good interview. And it was funny because Michael was there, you know. Yeah, some interesting things. So they say he's died at age 82. And his name, Michael Gambon, comes to 103, which comes to September, comes to Princess, it comes to Jack Kennedy. But if you add the 82, it comes to 185, Donald John Trump. And so I'm hoping that's a positive marker for us. I feel it is, I hope so. He did tell me one thing. I asked him after we finished the show if he could introduce me to other people and other actors, and he'd mentioned people like Daniel Craig and Sir Ian McKellen. We joked about Daniel Craig being handsome and rugged and James Bond, and Michael was joking, saying I wanted to be James Bond, but he took my part. And then he did this funny thing about Ian McKellen, saying he hates him because he gets all of his parts. They always give him the parts he wants, because obviously Michael is Dumbledore in Harry Potter, and Ian McKellen is Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, the two wizards. I met Ian McKellen once very briefly, like super briefly. Spoke to him actually at a showing, and he wasn't, well, he was okay, but he wasn't like Michael. He wasn't like my Michael. But Michael actually said to me, I asked him where we were filming it, we were going up or down in the elevator after the show, and I asked him about Ian, and he kind of didn't really want to go there, but he said he's a bit weird, a bit strange. That's what he said. I think people might have worked that out, that he is. Yeah, that's what bless him, Michael said. And I used to refer to him as Uncle Michael, you know. I only probably met him, well, probably in the park, you know, 5, 6, 7 times over time. Then we did the filming of my episode with him, and then I took him to Oxford. That was the last time I saw him. So that was in 2016 as well. But then we spoke a few times on the phone, probably once or twice a year. We were always going to go for lunch, but we never got to it. And he was getting frail then. He was getting old. He was losing his memory some of the time. There's a beautiful part at the end of the show that we do. I encourage you to watch it, or I talk to him about his parents, but just have a look and you'll see the beauty and the kindness of the man. So today, September, which is 103, which is Michael Gambon, and 20 is 107, 8th is 57, which is human. And Michael definitely was. He's also a magician. He played Dumbledore, the wizard. Quantum is 20, 107. But 28th is 164, which is 5th of November, 164. The mothership. I was actually watching Queen last night, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Rami Malek, who I've met super briefly, walked past me during lockdown in Regent's Park in London. He was with a friend, he was with a woman, and she was smiling, almost like I recognised her or she recognised me. I think she was smiling because she was kind of covering that she was with Rami Malek, and then I realised it's Rami as he walked past. But anyway, Rami Malek plays Freddie Mercury in the movie, and I think it's a brilliant movie, just the way it's done. I mean, Rami Malek plays Freddie Mercury almost better than Freddie Mercury could. Why am I talking about Rami Malek? Oh yeah, so he says this stood out to me. So he says in the movie, he says, I need to connect with the mothership. And the mothership is 164, which is the New Jerusalem. And the mothership is 164. It's Thomas Apostle, it's Mark the Apostle, it's Right Side Blonde, it's Jack Edward Aitken Kid. It's important number 164, November, 5th of November. And you know, Michael Gambon 103, September 103, Princess 103, Jack Kennedy 103. So I'm hoping that's a marker for it, and I hope I see Michael again soon. I hope his family and loved ones will be okay. I know he had some young sons. I think one of them was called Tom, actually. He was, yeah, or is. Yeah, Michael Gambon, you're a legend, mate, and it was an honour to know you, and I thank you for your kindness, and I hope I see you soon with everyone else. Thanks, Michael. Love you, buddy. Take care. Bye.